What's up guys? Today we're going to be talking about the focus modes on the Sony a6000. This is going to be super quick, so let's just get right into it. First up, we need to find the focus mode setting. So by default, you're just going to hit the FN key on the back of the camera, and then you're just going to scroll over to where it says focus mode, obviously, and then you just hit the little center button here on the mode dial, and that'll let you adjust it. So first up, we have AFS, which stands for single shot AF. This is most likely the most common mode you're going to use on your camera. Pretty much what you do is you line up your shot, half press the shutter button, and then it locks in focus. And then when you move the camera, it keeps focus on that specific subject that you focused on. And then you take the picture. And then next up, we have AFC, which stands for autofocus continuous. That's pretty much where you half press the shutter button, and it just starts focusing on pretty much anything it thinks you want to focus on. Typically, it'll do its best to keep locked onto a subject as long as you keep them in the frame. So I can move the camera kind of back and forth here, and it'll keep refocusing to keep my subject locked in. Typically, you'll use this mode when shooting fast-moving action, such as vehicles driving, like sports events, that sort of thing. One thing to note is that it does drain a lot of battery, and on the Sony a6000, which has a terrible battery life as it is, that's just something to consider. And then finally, we have MF, which stands for manual focus. What that means is you actually spin the focusing ring on the front of the lens to change the focus. Half pressing the shutter button in this case does absolutely nothing. Typically, manual focus is handy for complicated focusing situations, like focusing through glass or something like that. And learning manual focus opens you up to a huge amount of super cheap manual focus only lenses. I'll leave a link to some of those in the description below if you're interested in learning more. So finally, we have two more focusing modes. They're kind of dynamic modes, and I'll just go over them super quick because they're not particularly useful. The first is going to be AFA, which stands for autofocus automatic. By default, it'll keep it on single shot focusing mode, but when it detects movement, it'll switch to AF continuous for subject tracking. And then beyond that, there's another mode called DMF, which means dynamic manual focus. It'll keep the camera on autofocus mode until you spin the focusing ring, and then it'll switch it to manual focus. That's a decent mode to use, but it can often be turned on by mistake by accidentally bumping the focus ring on the front of the camera, so I typically avoid using it. So yeah, that pretty much summarizes the Sony a6000 focus modes. As you can see, different modes accomplish different, solutions, so I encourage you to experiment with each of them and figure out what you like most and that's appropriate for each situation. If you're looking to learn a little bit more, I do have a text version of this guide in the description below, so you can go read that on the site. Otherwise, feel free to like and subscribe. Check out the channel because I've got a lot of other videos on the A6K. But yeah, that's it guys. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.